No, this is how I see relationships. So the roots are you, and you absolutely want to take good enough care of yourself. Then you have your friends, your beautiful circle of friends around you. And finally, you have your connections, your network, all the people that allow you to expand and go beyond and actually also potentially become friends. Does it make sense? Do you relate to that? So this is a very personal way to describe it, but I usually most people kind of relate to that. No, this is how I felt back then when I was in my lonely entrepreneur syndrome. I was acing my networking. I was already kind of Mr. Mingle, even back in the days. I was extremely good at networking, really, really good. But I was withering inside. I felt gray and I felt drained because I didn't spend enough time with my friends and I didn't spend enough time taking good care of myself. And maybe you feel somewhat like that. Or maybe you're in a different situation. Maybe you're a typical people pleaser. And for this one, I will make a giant shout out to all the moms here, especially the mompreneurs, because like you are absolute real life superheroes. We are absolutely exceptional human beings. The thing is, you are so exceptional that you tend to just focus on your loved ones, your kids, your hubby, or your wifey, and just really give yourself entirely to the people around you, not taking care of your own needs and not having enough energy to go out in the wild and connect and network, etc. I don't know if any one of you feel like that. So that would be another way of having an unhealthy social life to me. And then you have the personal development hermit. And don't get me wrong, I love personal development. It's absolutely amazing. But when you start only focusing on your personal development and you're like in your own personal bubble, to me, you're like kind of a hamster in their wheel. If you're just totally centered on yourself, on your needs, your desires, your own growth, and you're not connected to other people, you just go, you just go in an inner loop. You're disconnected from the rest of the world and the universe. To me, it's kind of broken as well. I don't know. I don't know how you relate with that. I don't know if anyone feels like a personal development hermit. So this is how I see a balanced social life, where you are taking good enough care of all the different layers. And maybe some of you are in that situation, or maybe you are good at two at least, and one not so much, but that's okay. It works more or less okay. No, my invitation to you is why settle for that? There is a much, much better way. And the better way I invite you to consider, and I will explain to you in a moment, is the social alchemy way, and really to tap into your social alchemy superpowers and create a powerful synergy between all layers, not just have all of them in check, really creating something beautiful, something powerful, harmonizing all of them, and actually every single win you will get in one category, one layer, will directly impact all the rest. How does it sound? Anyone would like to have that in their life. So this is what I created in my own life. And this is what I'm creating into the life of my clients. And believe me, it's absolutely powerful. And I will give you proper examples on how it showed up in real life. So my invitation to you is to help you become a social alchemy superhero and really being able to unlock that for yourself. And because that's the thing, I am absolutely unique, no question asked, right? There is only one Kevin Moreau, Mr. Mingle on this in this planet or in this universe. But I'm not that unique in the sense of social alchemy, you absolutely can play with as well. It's absolutely in your power. It might not come so easy for you naturally, but believe me, with my guidance, I can get you there. And it will feel and sound different than it is for me. Once again, I'm unique, you are unique, we are different, but I absolutely can help you unlock that in yourself. How does it sound? Who would like to become a social alchemy superhero? Who's excited to know more? Okay, so what is social alchemy and why do you need it as a misfit solopreneur? So very first, what is alchemy? Maybe like this is an old word, maybe you're not sure what alchemy means. Alchemy is the power of transformation. And basically, it's kind of a super chemistry. Do you remember your chemistry classes back when you were at school? So imagine it's kind of your regular chemistry, but with magic, not just science, something more, something beyond, something more yummy. And actually, you might start to have wrong ideas. So what it's not witchcraft. Personally, I would love for it to be that. I would love to play with proper witchcraft and have summon dragons and create magical universes in just a whiff of a wand. Nah, I'm not there yet. Maybe sometime in the future, but I'm not there yet, unfortunately. And the idea is really actually social alchemy is something that you have inside of you. It's an innate superpower you already have. You just never played with yet, or maybe you started to play your own way and are not sure how to go to the next level. And this innate power allows you to really blossom powerfully both in your personal life and in your professional life. How would you like to explore that? Are you excited to go a little bit beyond? Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, social alchemy to me is a kind of super connectedness. So yes, it's a science and an art. Not magic yet. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of wizard yet. Hopefully I will in the future. And I would like to give you an example because it might be, a lot of words. I would like to give you an example, an analogy of sorts. And you might not know, I love baking. I'm a huge sweet tooth. I've been a huge sweet tooth since my childhood. And actually, I wanted to become my own dealer. I wanted to be able to give myself my own fixes and my own treats. So I asked my mom to give me her recipes, and I started to bake for myself, right? And actually, I also became a mixologist. I love playing with cocktails and creating cocktails. I've created my own cocktail, like the Magdalena, the Madeleine. I've been able to recreate the taste with drinks actually. And to me, if you ever baked or if you're into mixology, you know that actually mixology or baking are closer to chemistry than it is to cooking. It's two different worlds. It's very, very different. And I don't enjoy that much cooking, to be honest. But baking and mixology, whoa, that's my stuff. So back to the analogy, when you're baking, and I will assume most moms here know how to bake a cake. You might not enjoy that, but I'm pretty sure you kids did. And so you start with collecting ingredients, right? You gather the different ingredients, then you start to mix the ingredients in a certain order. And you already see a sort of magic happening, like the ingredients transform each other, they react to each other. And then you use an oven, a pan, something, and you bring an extra something. You bring some fire, you bring some ice, you bring a new element of salt, And then, ta-da! You have a magnificent cake. Like, we started with that, right? Very plain, still kind of yummy, sure, and healthy and all, hopefully. And then you create a wonderful, yummy, tasty passion fruit cake. How magical is it? To me, it's absolutely pure magic. And it's exactly how social alchemy feels to me. You start with those ingredients I mentioned, your well-being, your friends, your connections. You mix them together and something magical happens. And you really want to be extremely intentional, we'll get there. And you go from having those three different layers and you combine them. You really create something powerful between them. And to me, really, social alchemy is as different from a typical balanced social life, is as different of having your classical ingredients compared to having your cake, eating it too, and marrying the baker, hopefully. So it's really how it feels. And yeah, just by curiosity, anyone is into baking, anyone is into eating cakes, actually, more than making them. I would love to know if I have fellow sweet tooth or fellow bakers in the room.